This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're at CorePower Yoga. I've caught up with the CEO and founder, Trevor Tice, in his new headquarters here in Denver. Since 2002, you've been providing a place for folks to come in, find some balance, get a great life by coming in and experiencing an awareness of their own body. What got you involved, though, first of all?
Funny enough, Gary, I was in a rock climbing accident, and this was about 20 years ago, and I shattered both my ankles. And I grew up in Colorado in the mountains of Telluride, Colorado. I grew up skiing, biking, running, everything that you do in a typical mountain town. Sure. And after my accident, those activities were no longer accessible. Ex-girlfriend introduced me to yoga. Very quickly understood how challenging it was and how many benefits, how it touched every part of your being and every part of your body, mind, and spirit. At that point, I was in the IT business. I sold that company to a public company in 2000. Good timing, very fortuitous, just prior to the implosion of the tech market, and decided to go into the yoga business. So that was the impetus of CorePower Yoga, was really my personal experience with the practice.
So a very personal story that got you involved here. This has to really be a lifelong dream of yours now that you look at it. I mean, quite honestly, it's a beautiful facility. We wanted to come down and experience it for ourselves. Before we get into the details of CorePower Yoga, let's talk about yoga in general. Why do you feel people need yoga now more nowadays than they do even 10 years ago when you first started?
I think yoga today has become much more mainstream, and it's certainly our goal. One of our central goals is to make yoga accessible and to allow people to live their most extraordinary life, as you alluded to earlier, through the practice of yoga. And it really is that powerful. If you practice CorePower Yoga every day, it will change your life. It'll touch you on every level. So whether it be your physical well-being, your health, your weight, your endurance, it's a great form of cross-training. It teaches you on every physical level. Mentally, it gives you better sleep patterns, more mental acuity, more awareness, and then each and every person takes their own spiritual path with yoga, and where does that lead them? And that's really up to them.
So basically, physical, spiritually, mentally, we're still talking about traditional yoga, but you guys have basically made it more accessible for folks to fit into their life and take it a level that they can work with. Let's talk about physical first. A lot of folks out there take it for different reasons. Maybe it be losing some weight, gaining some flexibility. Tell me what they're going to find physically.
Our particular type of yoga, CorePower Yoga, is a very physically challenging practice. The majority of our classes are done in a heated environment. It's not as hot as your traditional Bikram yoga, but it's still, you're going to sweat a lot. I lose 2-3 pounds every class of water weight. People ask, why the heat? Why the sweat? It is so powerful because by heating up the body, you're increasing your metabolism, so you're burning more calories. You're inducing sweat, so you're detoxifying, essentially rinsing out your entire body. And it's not just about flexibility. We do a lot of work on balance, tons of work on strength. So a lot of postures that increase not only flexibility, but also really work on your strength and balance. So again, it's a great form of cross-training.
Folks that have tried this for the first time, are they experiencing the physical benefits first, or is it mental?
People come in for the physical benefits. You'll see the changes in your body almost overnight, within a week or two of practicing. One of our key tenets moving into yoga was we are a secular practice. One of our sayings is ditch the dogma. So we don't preach to people. We're not based on any religion and allow people to follow their own path. That being said, people come in, they realize the physical benefits of the practice, and then we provide a platform for them to go a little bit deeper on a spiritual level if they choose.
Speaking of the platform, you're nationwide. We're talking about 65 locations, and you've got 19 here along Denver, all the way from Colorado Springs up through Boulder. Is that correct?
That is correct, Gary. We are the largest independent chain of yoga studios in the U.S. We have 65 locations in 6 states, spanning from Illinois, Minnesota, all the way through Colorado, California, Portland, and then over to Hawaii. You know, our locations are different than your typical yoga studio. They're bigger in format. We range anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, which would be a one-room studio, up to 10,000 square feet that would have 3 practice rooms in it. We have full locker rooms, you can tell, and you'll see in the images, very high-end finishes. The tenets of CorePower Yoga are what I call the triple C's, which start with customer experience, creating an amazing customer experience for each and every individual that walks through the door. And I strongly believe that has not only to do with what happens in the classroom, but what happens from the time they park their car and enter into the studio. We also look at the culture and creating a very strong internal culture amongst our employees, our instructors, our team, and then community, and trying to foster and build community in our studios.
But honestly, you guys like making it fun. What are some of the ways you do that?
Well, again, we're all about customer experience, Gary, and making it the best for every person that walks through the door. And if something is fun, you're going to return to it. So that's the end goal, right? And ultimately, that'll lead you to your most extraordinary life. So we've cut down the format to 60 minutes. We've created beautiful, welcoming facilities. We're myopically focused on customer services and meeting people where they are, both on and off the mat in their lives. And then we've changed the yoga program in several ways. We've added music, which for people that may have practiced more traditional forms of yoga, they may not be used to that. It's not traditional for most forms of yoga, but this music we find is an inspiring addition to CorePower Yoga practice, and it keeps people moving and energetic throughout the session.
So we're hitting them with on all levels, every senses. Maybe someone hasn't tried yoga before, they're a beginner, you've got your advanced out there. Do you provide classes that can meet them where they're at?
We absolutely do. It is a physically challenging type of yoga. We have a proprietary, so to speak, brand, which is CorePower Yoga has 3 different levels. It's CorePower level 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 is very much designed for somebody who is new to the practice. It moves at a slower pace. There's much more detailed instruction incorporated into the level 1 class, and it's done in an environment that is not heated. It's warm, but it's not heated. So whereas a C2 class may be 96, 98 degrees, C1 class is done in an 80-degree classroom, so it's warm, temperate, but not super hot.
When you say accessible more than traditional, obviously folks are fitting this into their lifestyle. You're in a heated room, you're working out, you're going to sweat. Do you make the facility easy for them to get back to work? I mean, tell me, are they able to shower up? How does that work?
All of our facilities have full locker rooms, beautiful finishes with showers. People have busy lives and go straight back to work or straight back to a meeting. And come in the evening and go straight out to their evening engagement. So we allow for that. The other thing we've done for accessibility, and by the way, accessibility is probably the key tenet of CorePower Yoga. That's what it's all about, is making yoga accessible. And that inherently will allow people to practice more. The other thing we've done is we've taken a traditional yoga class, which was 90 minutes, and by ditching the dogma and making things a little more professional and efficient, we've scaled that back to 60 minutes. So the majority of our classes are an hour. And that's more tenable for people to fit into their schedule than a 90-minute class. By the time you're done and parked and out of there, could take you, 2.5 hours. So we try to scale that back and make it accessible.
Wonderful, folks. Speaking of some of the classes they have available, if you go online right there at the bottom of the screen is their website. That is CorePower Yoga. Quite honestly, one of the most beautiful facilities I've walked into in Denver. We've done hundreds and hundreds of businesses. Trevor has put together something great here with his team. And like you said, it's not only the classes that you're going through, but the actual community involvement that you're going to get something out of here. Let me ask you, speaking of your team, do you have guest yoga people that come in, and are you able to train yoga teachers?
That's a great question, and indeed, that's really a core part of our business. Some people think yoga and business are oxymoronic. I would beg to differ. In order to support the over 1,200 people that work with CorePower Yoga, it needs to function as a business. So most of our revenue is based on yoga classes, but we talked about taking the yoga to a different level, and that is primarily related to our teacher training, our teacher certification classes. So we offer teacher certification across the country. It's a 9-week, 200-hour program that's certified by the Yoga Alliance, which is the national governing body of yoga. And it allows people to really take their practice, their life to a new level, understand yoga on a deeper level, and ultimately become a yoga teacher. And most of our teachers have indeed gone through that program.
Wonderful. Some of the folks out there, some of the advanced folks, somebody wants to go a little longer. Do you have any yoga retreats?
We do retreats. We offer a number of retreats throughout the year. We typically take a tropical location like Mexico or Hawaii, Costa Rica, and we offer those throughout the year. Again, we have a lifestyle programs. So we have a weight loss program that's a 30-day program called Live Lean. We have a boot camp program that's amazing, will totally change your life, change your body. The teacher training program, a huge commitment, right? So we're talking about an 8 to 9 week commitment, 200 hours. We give people a lot of opportunity to take the yoga to another level and spend a little more time with it. The other thing is that there's full reciprocity in our studios, so people can go to any CorePower Yoga in the system within their membership, which makes it very, very accessible and easy to use. You may live one place, work another, but you have access to the CorePower Yogas that are anywhere across the country. And about 70% of our client base cross-utilize studios on a weekly basis.
Interesting. Once again, folks, if you take a look at the bottom of the screen right there, if you go to the website, you can click on a location that is possibly close by to yourself there. They've got 65 of them to choose from across the nation. I spoke with Trevor Tice here, gave us a lot of great information. I'm thinking maybe somebody out there has thought about yoga before. It's been around for centuries and centuries, but quite honestly, with the CorePower team, they're going to become mainstream because of the fact that this is something that's accessible, and be it a physical, be it mental, spiritual, whatever it is you're looking for, it's probably going to find you here. Somebody out there who has never done it before, what would you tell them?
Come on in, because an additional way we've made yoga accessible is by giving all of our new students that are local to the area, local to the region, their first week free. So the idea is to get them into the facility, get them into the practice, and experience it for themselves. And then they can make the choice whether they want to make an investment and take that further. Please come in and join us at any CorePower Yoga facility. And again, if you've not been here before, your first week is free.
First week is free for new folks visiting out here. It doesn't get quite better than that. Come out to the facility. You're going to find everything you need. Could you not have it? You've got your mats there, got your water, you got your accessories, and the most importantly thing is you have a team that is welcoming you and will answer any questions for you. I appreciate you meeting with us, Trevor.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you so much. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.